Beautiful morning to you, children. You're welcome to Divine Offspring International School virtual classroom. And today in a mathematics class, we will be looking at a very interesting and important topic. Okay, last week we treated probability, and I explained to you the meaning of probability. And I also made you to understand that there are two major types of probability, which are the experimental probability and the theoretical probability. Last week we covered experimental probability, and today we are going to look at theoretical probability. Can you say it after me? Beautiful. Theoretical probability. Okay, now you need the following, just as I always said. You need the following materials for this class. Firstly, you need a book. You need a pen. Oh, you will also need your brain. You need your brain. Then I need you to pause this video and quickly get the required materials for this class. Okay. Now, I need you to join me in the train of new words. We have some new words for you. The first one is Mr. Replacement. He's in the train with us. We also have Miss Variable. He's also in the train with us. We also have Mr. Theory. He's also in the train with us. We also have Miss Outcome. She's also in the train with us. Then I'll need you to look out for the word replacement. Look out for the word favorable, look out for the word theory, and also outcome. You can even make sentences with this word. Okay, a quick walk just to remind us what we did last week. Quickly answer this question. A coin is tossed 10 times. A head is recorded 7 times. And tail 3 times. What is the probability of getting a head? I repeat, a coin is tossed 10 times, a head is recorded 7 times, and a tail 3 times. What is the probability of getting heads? The probability of getting heads. Then I'll quickly want you to answer the question. Quickly answer it. Okay, let's move on. We have probability is equal to the total numbers of head recorded is 7. Then we have 7 over the total outcome, which is 10. Then if you actually got 7 over 10, a big bravo to you. Okay, let's go to the next question. Gold tossed a dice once in an experiment. What is the probability of getting a 2? Okay, let me give you just a little time to answer those of the question. You can pause the video and continue when you're done. Okay, then we have probability is equal to 1 over 6 because 2 occurs once in a dice. Now let's move on to theoretical probability. Let's move on to theoretical probability. Now when we talk about theoretical probability, it is a method to express the likelihood that something will happen. Or we can say theoretical probability is a method to express the likelihood that something will occur. Now, it is actually calculated by dividing the number of favorable outcomes by the total possible outcome. Then for you to get theoretical probability of some things or for some events which are likely to occur, you divide the number of favorable outcomes by the total possible outcome. Then we have probability or theoretical probability is equal to the numbers of favorable outcomes divided by the total possible outcomes. Now let's look at probability with replacement. Probability with replacement. Now what's the meaning of with replacement? Because we'll be making use of the word with replacement in this class. Now what's the meaning of with replacement? It means as an item is picked, it is replaced. Then probability with replacement means that as I pick one item from a box, I replace that item into the box. Now let's look at the balls. Now just take a look at these balls. We have blue balls, we have red balls, we have yellow balls, we also have black balls. Now look at what I mean by the word replace or replacement. Now look at the blue ball was picked and was returned. That means that been replaced. Now when you replace the ball, the total numbers of balls there still remains the same. Now also look at the yellow ball was taken out and was replaced. The total numbers of balls still remains the same. Also we have the red ball picked out and was replaced. The total numbers of balls remains the same. Then in theoretical probability or probability with replacement, when you pick out a ball and you replace it, the total numbers of the balls still remains the same. Now in probability or in theoretical probability, and the word and or the word or means addition. Then when you see the word and, when you see the word or, they all represent addition. Also when you see the word not, it means you should add the other two. Then I will give you some examples to explain and not very well. Okay, let's see an example. We have in a bag, Ella picked 3 yellow balls, 4 blue balls, and 6 black balls. If a ball is picked, take note of the word, if a ball is picked with replacement, what is the probability of picking blue balls, black balls, and yellow balls? What's the probability of picking blue balls, black balls, and yellow balls? Okay, now we have 3 yellow balls right there. We also have 4 blue balls, and we also have 6 black balls. Now let's go to the first question. What's the probability of picking blue balls? Before then, you have to write down the formula. We have probability is equal to the numbers of favorable outcomes divided by the total possible outcome. Now let's go to the first question. What's the probability of picking blue balls? Now look at it. How many blue balls do we have? 4. Then the total numbers of favorable outcomes is, for blue balls, is 4. Why the total possible outcome means the total numbers of balls we have there. Now let's count the total numbers of balls we have there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then we have 13 balls in all. Now let's go to the first question. Blue balls. We have the first one, picked and returned. Second one was picked and returned. The third one, picked and returned. The fourth one was also picked and returned. Then probability for the blue balls, we have 4, which is the total numbers of balls for blue, divided by 13, which is the total possible outcome. Then the probability of picking blue is 4/13. Beautiful. Now let's move on to the next question. What's the probability of picking black balls? How many black balls do we have? Let's count. We have 1 picked and returned, 2 picked, returned, 3 picked and returned, 4 picked and returned, 5 picked, returned, and the last one was also returned. Then the probability of picking black balls, we have 6/13, because we have 6 black balls there, and the total numbers of balls in the event is 13. Good. Now let's move on to the third one, which is, what's the probability of picking yellow balls? Now probability of picking yellow balls, we have 1 ball picked and returned, the second yellow picked, returned, and the last one was picked and returned. Then the probability of picking yellow balls is equal to 3/13. Then that's actually quite clear. If you think you still do not understand, I'll need you to replay the video to get more understanding. Okay, let's look at the next example. The next example, in a bag, Ella picked 2 yellow balls, 3 blue cards, okay, 2 yellow cards, 3 blue cards, and 3 pink cards. If a card is picked with replacement, what is the probability of picking blue and yellow cards? B. Pink and blue cards. I repeat, in a bag, Ella picked 2 yellow cards, 3 blue cards, and 3 pink cards. What's the probability of picking blue and yellow cards, and second one, pink and blue cards, if the card is picked with replacement? Okay, now let's go to the first one. Probability of picking blue and a yellow card. We have the formula: numbers of favorable outcomes divided by the total possible outcome. The total possible outcomes is the total cards we have on the screen. We have 3 pink balls plus 2 yellow balls, that's 5, plus 3 red blue balls, that's actually 8. Then the total possible outcomes is 8. Now let's pick for the first question. Probability of picking a blue and a yellow. Blue and yellow. Probability of picking a blue card is 3/8. That's 3 out of the total, which is 8. And the probability of picking a yellow ball is also 2/8. That means 2 out of 8. Then adding the two fractions together, 3/8 plus 2/8 gives us 5/8. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. What's the probability of picking a pink and a blue card? A pink and a blue card. Now the probability of picking a pink card is 3/8. We have 3 pink cards there divided by the total, which is 8, and the probability of picking a blue card is still 3/8 because we have 3 blue cards there. Then we have 3/8. Adding 3/8 plus 6/8, that gives us 6/8. You can actually decide to divide it down to give you a simpler fraction, which is 3/4. Any of it is actually correct. Now I believe you enjoyed this lesson. Attached to this video is the worksheet. Then you can answer those questions and submit back to your teacher online. Till I meet you, or till I come your way again next week, I remain the able math magician, Mr. Etim Emmanuel. I say bye.